Hell yeah, sur la web rock station Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio. Donc en direct avec nous depuis New York, Mr. Carl Canedy. Hi Carl, how are you?
Bonsoir mon ami, ça va?
Bonsoir monsieur, comment allez-vous?
Very well, very well. That ends my French. No more français.
Okay. Yeah, Carl, it's a great pleasure to hear you tonight on Too Funny in Rock, Web Rock Station, Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. Okay.
Thank you so much for...
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, of course. We are located in Paris, France. We have a great audience from France to the north of Africa, Algeria, Tunisia, and some European countries are listening to us tonight. Yeah, hell yeah.
Wonderful. I have to say that Danny and Christian Terbesh, I lived in Paris for over 3 months producing Ref Forrester, and I've been back many times, and I now consider these people my French family. But Paris is one of my favorite cities in the entire world, and I've been to a few cities, but Paris is one of the top cities.
Ok, bah déjà ça commence très bien puisqu'il y a un message pour Christian et notamment Danny Terbesh, donc, et aussi la carrière qu'il a faite avec Red Forrester. Donc en tout cas il leur passe le coucou, il leur passe le bonsoir, et Paris c'est sa ville favorite en tout cas. Ouais, ça commence très très bien. Carl, please, before I start, I need to read an introduction in French, okay?
Please.
Ok, l'un des noms les plus respectés dans le monde du heavy metal est bien celui de Carl Canedy qui dévoile son nouveau projet solo intitulé Warrior. Disponible depuis le 8 mai en version numérique et en streaming, le groupe Canedy est composé de Mike Satarziero au chant, Charlie Ruzello à la guitare synthé, Tony Garuba à la basse, chant et violoncelle, et Carl bien évidemment lui-même ici présent en direct ce soir, fidèle à son poste à la batterie. Comme en témoignent les morceaux figurant sur l'album Warrior, il s'agit d'une production heavy metal aux accents vintage avec une approche moderne dans laquelle le quatuor est spécialisé, possédant ainsi une dose d'enthousiasme et de spontanéité. La musique du combo prend plusieurs formes. Tout d'abord dans les riffs qui se font très puissants, plus rentre dedans, comme sur le titre d'ouverture Do It Now. Sur Not Even Love, la voix de Mike Santarzero est très mélodique, qui lui donne une saveur toute particulière, énergique et taillée pour la scène. Pour la suite de l'album, reste sur un tempo soutenu où s'enchaînent des riffs masters, des breaks, dans une réalisation ambitieuse et estimable à plus d'un titre. En attendant, je conseille aux fans de heavy metal qui nous écoutent ce soir de posséder cet album de toute urgence, car mon sentiment ne fait que grandir au fil des écoutes. L'album Warrior est recommandable, et comment? Carl, I said, in the meantime, I advise the heavy metal fans to own this album urgently because my feeling only grows with every listening.
Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm really proud of the album. I think it's some of my best drumming. I think the songwriting is strong, and you know, they have a band called TLC, Totally Lost Cause, in the 90s, and they're re-releasing the album Original Sin on Heaven and Hell Records sometime when the pandemic lets up. But their TLC is called Totally Lost Cause. It has no very attractive women in it at all. It has semi-attractive men, so it's not the same as the TLC a lot of people know. But they had the drummer wasn't able to make the writing sessions and so on. And so they asked me to do a TV show with them. And so I learned some material, did the TV show, and we decided to start writing. So we did that for about a year and a half or more. Every Monday we would go to a recording studio and we would write material. And after a year and a half or so, we had an album that we were proud of. And we also became a band because we'd worked together every week for almost 2 years.
Ok. Donc, alors, comme il le dit, donc après son premier album, donc Carl Canedy, donc il voulait donc que son prochain projet soit un véritable travail de groupe. Tony Garuba a demandé s'il voulait faire une émission de télé avec lui dans son ancien groupe TLC, Totally Lost Cause. Et donc il a fait l'émission avec eux, et puis ils ont bien travaillé ensemble, et puis finalement ils ont décidé d'écrire et d'enregistrer l'album. Le voici en tout cas. Ça fait quand même quelques jours qu'on écoute le titre Warrior, et depuis ce soir on a l'album complètement en tout cas. Carl, why 2 release dates for the album? Because May 8 with the digital and streaming versions, and August 7 the CD and vinyl via Sleazy Rider Records.
This album needed to come out, and the pandemic, pandemic be damned was what my thought was. We're going to put this out, and if we can't put out vinyl and CDs for the fans, they can at least hear the music. And thank God for you and other people who supported us, because no live shows anywhere. So the only way people are hearing the music is through you and others. So thank you so much for that.
Okay.
But it was time to, pandemic, go to hell. We're going to put the music out.
Ok, donc en fait, effectivement, il y a 2 dates release carrément pour cet album, c'est assez original d'ailleurs. Depuis le 8 mai, vous avez la version digitale qui est en streaming version, vous pouvez écouter l'album Warrior, notamment sur les plateformes Deezer, Spotify, etc., etc. Et le 7 août prochain, donc sortira l'album en CD et en vinyle, avec une distribution bien évidemment beaucoup plus mondiale. Et là-dessus, puisque effectivement, à cause donc du tout l'effet coronavirus, donc ça a carrément empêché la sortie et puis la distribution mondiale, puisque tout était confiné. Donc en fait, finalement, donc tout sera réparé à partir du 7 août. I hope, Carl, I hope you will come and play in France and then in Paris this album, this music.
Thank you. I hope so. I would love. First, I love, as I said, I love Paris. So I would love to come back anytime I can.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to play for the French fans, and that would. And so maybe Hellfest. Maybe we can do a festival. We'll have to get all the fans to start writing into all the send emails and send messages on Facebook or wherever to get us on Hellfest or whatever festival in Paris, and we will be there.
Ok, donc comme vous l'avez entendu, donc très branché par Paris, c'est limite s'il habite à Paris effectivement, je crois que Paris pour lui c'est falling love, c'est l'amour, et en même temps, oui bien sûr qu'il aimerait bien jouer à Paris notamment, et puis pourquoi pas le Hellfest, on lui souhaite en tout cas tout le plaisir d'y arriver, parce que ça serait très très beau, une telle personne comme ça issue du monde du heavy metal, c'est vraiment un grand bonhomme. David, back to your career now. You are the drummer for The Rhodes, the band with David Feinstein, Ronnie James Dio cousin, and you started in late on 1979. Wow, long time.
That's correct. Most people do not get 1979, late 1979, but that is the correct date.
Okay.
Late 79, and we started by doing cover material, but David and I had original material, and we went to the studio within 2 or 3 months of getting together to start recording the first album with Chris Bubach, who recorded the first Metallica album, and many, many others.
Ok, donc en fait, il a commencé courant année 1979, notamment les Rhodes avec David Feinstein, qui n'est autre que le cousin de Ronnie James Dio. Ça, et 2 mois donc avec David Feinstein pour commencer à travailler notamment sur ce premier album. It was a work hard, that's right, the first one.
That's
correct.
Right. I had a record label called Primal Records, and we released the album on Primal for 1,000 pressings.
Wow.
And almost none left. Someone sent a copy to me, or an ad, $699 on eBay. Someone is selling it.
Ok, donc effectivement, donc c'était 1000 pressings, notamment sur un label au départ. Donc oui, c'était Rockard, effectivement, sorti en 1980. Exactement. Also, you were the first drummer for Manowar.
Yes, correct.
That's correct? Okay.
That's correct.
Eh ouais. Yeah, just can you tell me more that story?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, can you tell more about that story? You were the first drummer of Manowar.
Well, that was an amazing experience, because working with Joey, Eric, and Ross, they're all brilliant. And as we all know, Manowar has become legendary. But in the early days, being part of the genesis of Manowar, watching that creative process and being part of it before they were signed to EMI, it was incredible. The music we played together, the way we were as a band, it was unbelievable. It was just an incredible band, and obviously is still an incredible band. So
okay.
I was very happy to be there in the beginning.
Et oui, il était content, bien évidemment. Une très très belle expérience, puisqu'il a été le premier batteur de Manowar, évidemment. Donc, partager les titres, partager comme ça la vie de Manowar au départ, c'était une incroyable expérience, notamment avec Joey et avec Eric Adams. Ouais, effectivement, ça laisse des traces. So, you produced more than 40 albums. Some of them include Anthrax, Fistful of Metal, and Armed and Dangerous, and Spreading the Disease, of course. Armed and Dangerous is the single. And as Overkill, Feel the Fire. Oh my God, you written the thrash metal music.
Well, that's interesting because I loved Anthrax from day one, and that was the first thrash metal band I'd ever worked with or produced. But I loved them from day one. But my other friends who were musicians who did not understand thrash, they didn't see the changing of the guard. They didn't see that that was where music was going, and they didn't like it. In fact, my one friend bet me. He said, "How big do you think they'll be?" And I said, "They'll be a gold or platinum album band." And he said, "No way." And he made a bet with me, and that he lost. But, people didn't see it. Musicians did not see the changing of the guard. The older musicians who were playing traditional heavy metal did not see what was coming. But fortunately for me, I loved it. I loved Anthrax. I thought they were brilliant musicians, writers, and they were determined to succeed. And that's how I always was. So I recognized in them the same thing that I felt. So I loved working with them.
Eh oui, effectivement, il a produit le premier album d'Anthrax qui s'appelait Fistful of Metal, notamment. Vous vous rappelez du titre Death Rider, notamment. Oui, avec Neil Turbin au chant. Quelle mémoire. Ensuite, il y a eu le long play, le maxi 45 tours Armed and Dangerous et l'album Spreading the Disease, notamment, qui regroupe aussi pas mal de titres, notamment, je me rappelle du titre Madhouse, Gun Ho et comme ça, ouais, comme ça de mémoire. Et oui, effectivement, c'est lui qui a produit ces albums-là. Effectivement, thrash metal, ouais, la destinée comme ça à l'époque. Qui savait pas du tout que ça allait devenir aussi important à l'époque de l'enregistrement. Ouais, c'est top. En tout cas, ça, là, on est en train de parler d'histoire. Et en même temps, il a composé surtout, excusez-moi. Il a produit le premier album d'Overkill, le Feel the Fire. Là, c'est incroyable parce que ça aussi, c'est devenu un groupe de thrash de légende avec la carrière qu'ils ont. Et tout ça, ce départ, c'est dû à Carl Canedy, effectivement. Next question, Carl. Do you remember the Breaking Sound Festival at Le Bourget in the Paris area in August 1984 with Dio, Ozzy Osbourne, Gary Moore, Metallica, Blue Oyster Cult, Tokyo Blade, Heavy Petting, Sortilege, Bullet, Virgin Steel?
And I totally remember that, and that was one of the most fun, and I've played festivals, lots of them, but I loved that festival. And it was, the music was great, the people were there, the musicians hanging out with everybody before the show. It was just fantastic. And also another highlight for me was Craig Gruber playing with Gary Moore. I didn't know Craig would be there with Gary Moore, and Craig didn't know I would be there. And so I walked up to the side stage, and he came over and he saw me, and it was great. It was a great thrill to see, for both of us to connect. And then we hung out after the show, and that was fantastic. A really great show. I was in the audience watching Gary Moore with Metallica. And it was a great show, great festival.
Effectivement, qui s'en souvient du Breaking Sound Festival au Bourget, donc à Paris, au Bourget dans la banlieue parisienne, en août 1984. D'ailleurs, entre parenthèses, Rockard fait un petit article là-dessus, puisqu'il y a le Rockard dans le nouveau de ce mois-ci, intitule en titre du Breaking Sound Festival au Hellfest. Donc là, je vous invite à aller courir et acheter le Rockard. Il y a une belle expérience, en tout cas à l'intérieur, il y a une belle écriture. En même temps, donc pour lui, effectivement, ça a été incroyable de partager la scène, notamment voir Metallica, Gary Moore et tout. Ouais. Il s'en souvient, et je crois qu'il s'en souvient comme si c'était hier, effectivement. Là, c'est une très très grande histoire, et là, on a écrit quand même un petit peu la page. C'est l'écriture d'une page heavy metal en France, quoi. Ce festival-là, il est vraiment vraiment fameux, quoi. Il fut fameux, en tout cas, quoi. Et là, il y a de très très bons souvenirs. Next question. You open for Ozzy with Randy Rhoads on tour.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my God.
Well,
what a
that
history.
was incredible. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and I said, what a history date or tour.
I have some funny stories, but I'll share one or two here. At one point, we were playing Utica Arena, and that's when I first saw this. And that Def Leppard. Who else was on the bill? I think it was Rainbow. Def Leppard, Rainbow. Now I can't remember. I think it's Def Leppard, Rainbow, and us and Ozzy, if I'm not mistaken. But it was Def Leppard for sure, and us. And so all of a sudden, security comes through, and they made us all lock ourselves in our dressing rooms because Ozzy would walk up and down the in front of the dressing rooms, up pace back and forth, preparing himself to go on stage. And we had to stay locked down until Ozzy was finished with his ritual of walking back and forth and pacing until he was on stage. And then we could come out of our dressing rooms.
Okay.
And I remember thinking that was so odd. But the thing about the first night with Randy Rhoads, and he was playing in our dressing room, he was down the hall, and they were such nice guys, Rudy, Randy, everybody was great. Randy Rhoads warmed up, and we were in a dressing room, doors down the hall, way down the hall. We couldn't talk because he was warming up so loudly that we could see our mouths move, but you couldn't hear us speak. And he was playing music, like riffs that I had never heard before then, that not what he had played on Ozzy's album, but things that maybe Satriani would play later, just advanced, crazy stuff. He was a guitarist who had so much more to offer had he lived.
Ouais. Voilà quelque chose de brillant, voilà quelque chose d'extraordinaire. Avoir Randy Rhoads jouer donc dans les loges, avec Carl Canedy qui figurait dans les loges, Randy Rhoads qui est venu, qui était donc le guitariste défunt d'Ozzy Osbourne sur les premiers albums, incroyable. Cette histoire elle est incroyable. Là, on vient de marquer quelque chose, on vient de marquer un gros point historique, en tout cas sur la radio. Voilà une belle information en tout cas. Waouh, j'en ai des frissons en tout cas quoi. Voilà, donc le groupe à l'époque c'était The Rhoads, les Rhoads qui ouvraient pour Ozzy notamment, et avec, il s'en souvient plus si c'était Def Leppard ou Rainbow, il pense que c'était Def Leppard finalement, et donc avec Randy Rhoads qui est venu jouer dans les loges notamment, et comme ça partager la discussion avec eux et jouer, ça c'est quelque chose, ça c'est vraiment historique en tout cas, c'est une très belle mémoire. And next question, you've been asked by AC/DC for their tour for Fools About to Rock.
Yes.
Wow.
That's correct. And our manager at the time decided that although Arista UK would put up the money, but America would not, and we wanted to borrow, I think it was $25,000 to do the tour. And our manager said, no way. And he nixed the idea. So we never did the tour. And, it was sad because I think it would have been a huge thing for the Rods had we done that.
Ok, donc à l'époque effectivement AC/DC avait demandé donc aux Rhoads de tourner avec eux en première partie, et c'était le Bayonne était à l'époque à $25,000 donc pour pouvoir tourner. Leur manager à l'époque avait dit non quoi. Donc en fait ce qui aujourd'hui effectivement ça lui fait mal au cœur quoi. Ça, avoir AC/DC qui demande ton groupe pour jouer en première partie, c'est quand même d'extraordinaire quoi. Back on the years again. When you were 20 years old, you stood out with the drums with Mr. Kamin Apais. It's going to change your life.
Well, that's so true because I saw an ad in the Musicians Union paper. Carmine Appice was giving drum lessons, and I was 19 or 20. And I called, and Carmine answered. Now, Carmine had been my drum hero since Vanilla Fudge on Ed Sullivan's show in America. You Keep Me Hanging On. He was such a showman and such a great drummer. And so he answered the phone, and I was like, what? This is my idol on the phone. I was so thrilled. And I started taking lessons from him for about a year and a half, and it changed my drumming life. I wouldn't be the drummer that I am today if I hadn't studied with Carmine Appice. He totally changed it. He was a great teacher, very cool guy. And he also showed me that he was a rock star, but he wasn't an arrogant ass. And there were huge lessons in that. And he also told me, he had a student in front of me who was asking to play fast all the time. And Carmine said, if you're playing because you want to get laid, you want to get rich, you want to get famous, none of that may happen. But if you're playing because you love music, you'll play your entire life and you'll love it. And here I am at 67, doing what I love and loving it as much as I did when I was 13 and got my first set of drums.
Ok. Eh oui, quand il a eu 20 ans, il a étudié la batterie avec et avoir comme professeur Mr. Carmine Appice, notamment Appice. Et puis, ouais, effectivement, ça l'a changé sa vie complètement, quoi. C'est un grand monsieur, il était une grande rockstar et en même temps très humble, très gentil, très cool. Et il a peaufiné son jeu, il a beaucoup travaillé et il a eu les meilleurs conseils, en tout cas, d'un très très grand batteur. Ça lui reste à l'esprit, en tout cas. Ouais, effectivement, vous avez vu, c'est juste énorme, hein. On est passé passer donc du Bourget, de la production, du Festival du Bourget, de Randy Rose, d'ACDC. Là, on est sur Carmine Pice. Vous imaginez la carrière, c'est juste énorme, quoi. Énorme. And another thing, you as a songwriter was when Ronnie James Dio sang a song called "The Code" shortly before his passing.
Yes, that's a career highlight for me. And I had written that song, and Ronnie was coming in to sing 2 songs on David's solo album or whatever we wanted. Well, David was kind enough to say he can sing "Metal Will Never Die," which was a song that he had just written and we had worked on, and "The Code," which he felt was a song that, you know, Ronnie would be perfect to sing. And he was right, because Ronnie did a great job. But Ronnie coming in was, not only was it a career highlight to have a song that I wrote, Ronnie James Dio sing, but it was also, David had always told me that Ronnie was a one-take singer. And I've worked with lots of singers, and nobody's a one-take singer, in my opinion. Some people will get most of it in one take. Very rarely do you nail it, and Ronnie nailed it. And he was very kind and very concerned that he didn't overstep on my song. He said, okay, if I change the melody a little bit here. And he had carte blanche from me, but he was respectful. And he would never, he maybe sang 2 lines over, but they were to sing them a different way, never because he wasn't perfectly in tune. Everything was one take on that song. Incredible singer, incredible experience. And, you know, I'm humbled and proud that he sang a song of mine.
Eh oui, effectivement, il a quoi d'être fier, hein, je vous dis. Il a écrit une chanson donc pour Ronnie James Dio qui a chanté, donc qui s'appelait The Code, effectivement, juste un petit peu avant sa mort, qui apparaît sur un album solo d'Abin Feinstein. Ouais, c'est quelque chose d'énorme, quoi. Vous voyez, la carrière qu'il a, monsieur Carl Canedy, c'est juste énorme, moi, c'est fantastique. C'est le pédigré, il est juste imbattable, quoi. C'est énorme, quoi. C'est vraiment très gros, et je vous dis, hein, j'en ai vraiment des frissons parce que tout ça, je sais que beaucoup ce soir, et les personnes qui nous écoutent ce soir ont vécu cette période, beaucoup notamment. Et là, je vous dis, je prends encore une leçon d'histoire ce soir. C'est vraiment très très grand, et j'en ai un très très gros respect pour la personne ce soir en interview pour Carl Canedy. C'est juste fantastique. Next, what memory do you keep from Jack Starr's Out of Darkness album?
Well, you know, Jack is a great player, and Jack is such a melodic guitarist. He comes up with such great riffs. So I remember that. Paul Cahan played guitar on that as well, I believe. And Paul was a great guitarist who wound up playing on the Rhett Forrester album, a monster guitarist himself. But Rhett Forrester, you know, Rhett Forrester was the character. Gary Bordenero came in, he and I played, and of course, being the Rod's rhythm section, he and I were tight. But Rhett Forrester was the guy, you know, what a character, great singer. And he was a bigger-than-life personality. And so just being around Rhett was always fun. Even when he got drunk and got nasty and belligerent, he was still fun because you were still laughing. The stupid things he would say, no matter how rude they were, you still laughed at him. So he was great. You know, I miss Rhett, and it was tragic to have lost him.
Ok, effectivement, ouais. Il garde un excellent souvenir, notamment et totalement concernant l'album de Jack Starr, le Out of the Darkness album, avec le line-up suivant. C'était Reed Forrester au chant. Inutile de vous dire que c'était un grand chanteur. D'ailleurs, j'ai vu un autographe comme ça accroché sur un mur du côté d'Épinay-sur-Orge. En tout cas, oui, effectivement, un grand monsieur. Jack Starr à la guitare, Gary Bordenaro toujours avec lui à la basse, et Carl Canedy donc à la batterie. Grand album, très grand album. Effectivement, Jack Starr, une bonne mémoire, une forte personnalité qui disparaîtra quelques temps après, notamment tragiquement, quoi, en tout cas. Oui, effectivement, ouais. Next, just before the end, do you still have your drum kit 1971 Chrome 5s?
Yes, I do.
Yes, Billy Cobham sound.
They are, you know, an amazing drum set. Did you want to buy them?
The price, I think the price is amazing.
You know, David Feinstein does not want me to ever get rid of those drums. He loves the way they sound. He loves the way they look. They call that drum set the Drum Castle.
Okay. Ouais. Donc en fait, chez lui, il a une batterie qui est assez particulière, une Chrome Fibes qui date de 1971, qui a un son de la mort. Et David Feinstein donc, l'appelle la Drum Castle notamment. Et je vous dis, c'est une batterie qui a un son très particulier. Et notamment, et même dans sa matière et dans sa composition, elle donne un son unique, quoi. C'est pour ça qu'il la garde. D'ailleurs, il me l'a proposé. À mon avis, le prix doit être exorbitant, quoi. Just before the end, please, David, what bands are you listening today?
Sabaton. The thing that's sad is I listen to liquid metal and I don't always get the names of the bands because I'm driving. So I'm always listening to new music, which I love. I like the new Korn album, but I've probably put some time into getting to love the new Korn album. I didn't love it completely, but I do listen to Sons of Apollo. I love Winery Dogs. I mean, they're not the newest bands, but I did love the last Sons of Apollo album. I thought it was a great record.
Okay.
And
okay.
So.
Okay.
By the way,
right.
I wanted to mention that I'm playing drums. John Hahn is a great guitarist, and he has a new solo album coming out, and I played drums on part of that album as well. So when that comes out, everybody will have to look for it. It's very good.
Ok. Donc en fait, ce qu'il écoute en ce moment, oui, il a cité Sabaton évidemment. C'est vraiment le groupe de heavy metal en ce moment qui cartonne bien, quoi. Effectivement, quoi. Puis plein d'autres choses notamment et un projet solo en cours avec un guitariste notamment. Two questions before the end. What are your future plans for your next tour?
Well, I have a band from the 70s, Colossus. That band has almost an album recorded with the original members, and I recorded an album recently in Miami with the two brothers from St. James and the lead singer from Young Turk.
Okay.
And Ryan Sambrook, who was in Young Turk. And we're calling the band the 450s. And that album was mixed by Jack Douglas and Chris Collier.
Jack Douglas? Wow.
Yes, the famous Jack Douglas.
Yeah, okay.
And so that'll be coming out next year. I'm really proud of that album as well. The Canedy, my hope is that Canedy and the Rods both will be on a stage sometime soon when the pandemic lets up. And my hope also is that both bands are starting to write new material for the next album. So my hope is that soon we're going to be in the studio recording the new album for both Canedy and the Rods.
Ok, donc en fait, effectivement, un projet en cours avec Jack Douglas, qui est autre producteur d'Aerosmith. Waouh, ça c'est du lourd. Et ce soir, c'est que du lourd, que des gros noms, je vous dis. Je vous l'ai dit tout au long de la semaine, Carl Canedy, c'est un grand monsieur qui connaît énormément de monde et de très très grandes personnes et une très très grosse carrière, effectivement, quoi. Ouais, c'est quand même énorme, quoi. Et donc, il y a encore plein de bonnes choses, et notamment, donc, il va aussi se concentrer, bien évidemment, donc, sur les Rhodes, il y a un nouvel album qui va arriver, etc. Et puis des tournées, des concerts qui vont, cette fois-ci, il enclenche la vitesse suivante. On espère qu'en tout cas qu'on le verra en concert. Please, Carl, just before the end, finally, do you have a message for the audience tonight, please?
Well, I do. For one thing, if they go to canedyband.com, CANEDY band.com, you can download, you can pre-order the album and vinyl, and you can see photos and read reviews and so on. But the other thing is that live, I have friends around the world now I've made from people talking to me at concerts. And I always encourage people, if you want to say hi, come and say hi. I have been snubbed by people my idols on tour. There'll be people who just have snubbed me and been rude to me. I never do that. I want to meet people. If they want to talk to me, I want to talk to them. And I've made some great friends, as a result of that. So if we're at a concert and you see the Rods or Canedy and you want to come and say hi to me, just find a way to do it. And I will assure you that I will not be rude and I would love to talk to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Quel beau message en tout cas, quel beau message. Allez sur le site de Carl Canedy, donc il vous a donné l'adresse. En même temps, vous voyez, il est très simple, vous pouvez le contacter, il vous répondra. C'est un mec génial. Ce soir, une grande personnalité du hard rock et du heavy metal en tout cas était avec nous en direct sur la web rock station Vinylestimes, le Classic Rock Radio 213 Rock. Carl, thank you very much for this long interview.
Thank you so much. Without you, people wouldn't hear this music right now. So I owe you a big debt. Canedy thanks you, the Rods thank you, and I thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for your big career. Oh my God. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, now on the music, Warrior. Are you okay? Warrior.
Great, I love that song.
Yes, Warrior on Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio 213 Rock. Eh ouais, tout de suite, juste le titre. Fantastique. Quelle belle interview.
So warrior, I fought the heavy metal walls until the grudge king came and shut my heavy metal doors. I made my sacrifice to Chrysalis and Mercury, but all the gods and muses turned their backs on me. Dedicated warriors, we fought the valiant fight
Station, Vinylestimes, le Classic Rock Radio. C'était énorme. Merci en tout cas à Carl. Continuons en musique avec le Sorcerer, le When Spirits Die sur 213 Rock.